75 hard, you gotta prep for it. It is the best. I just did it last year and I loved it so much that I'm doing it again this week. So what is 75 hard? Some YouTuber blogger made it up. I don't know. I'll research and put it in the description if you want, but you don't really need to read that much about it. You just do it. All right, for 75 days, every single day, you do all of these things. 2 45-minute workouts a day, one has to be outdoors, and they both have to be consecutive. So you can't like 20-minute workout here, 10-minute, nope, it's 45 and 45, and you can combine them if you want. You stick to a diet of your choice. You drink a gallon of water a day. You read 10 pages of a nonfiction book. You don't drink any alcohol, ever. And you take a progress picture every day. Doesn't that sound fun? Now, it's a lot of work. I mean, it's really just time consuming. I think that's one secret about 75 hard that I love is that it doesn't have to be that hard. Like, I did it last year. There were so many days where I didn't sweat at all. 2 45-minute workouts, no sweat. Like, you can walk, you can do yoga, you can stretch. Really just get your body moving, but it doesn't have to be that physically challenging. It's really just about prioritizing your mental health, your physical health, and just putting yourself first every day and making time in your schedule to do it. And I think a big part of that is prepping beforehand. This is kind of a big deal to do all of this stuff every day for 75 days. So you gotta take a little bit of time and just prep everything. This camera looks nicer if I sit like closer, I think. All right, what are you gonna do for your workouts? If you wanna go the easy route, come with me. So all I do is I come out here, I sleep in my bed in that room, and then I come out here. What's nice about that is that in my head, when the alarm goes off and I'm just in my bed, I'm like, I can still be horizontal. I just need to get to the other room. I don't have to go and run a marathon right now. I just have to get to the other room where I stretch. I'm gonna change it up a little bit this year, but this is what I did last year. While I would sit and do my stretching, I would read 10 pages of my book. It was so easy, 2 birds in 1 stone. I just sit and stretch and read, and that was a really nice thing to do right away because I was reading a lot of like self-help books, which I normally don't like, but I think in this situation when you're trying to do something challenging, to get up and read a little kind of instruction manual of like, this is how you breathe, this is how you meditate, these are good things for your body. It just kind of like all the good energy just goes to having a good day and putting all this effort in to better yourself. I threw in a 3rd habit of drinking my green juice, which was my diet of choice. We'll get to that. But that was really nice. I would sit there and do the 3 things, and once I'm done stretching, then I would do a little ab workout and a little arms. So every day, pretty much lay my yoga mat out, do my stretching, do some ab workouts. You can find a billion of them on TikTok, YouTube, whatever. I honestly do pretty simple stuff. Like, I'm not gonna do the whole demonstration, but here, you know, like this stuff, and like, you know, like that. I'm like not where you should be getting your workout information from, but it's easy stuff. And actually, I got new weights. We used to never have weights in our house. Even during 75 hard, we didn't have weights. I would literally lift like water bottles. But we have little weights now. So I can do this after my ab workout. And then that whole thing is 45 minutes, done. I've already knocked out 1 45-minute workout, and I basically did it all laying down. Right after that 45-minute workout, let me get closer here. I'd go on a 45-minute walk. Sometimes I do a walk run. I have been doing this in the freezing cold. I started in March last year. This year we're starting in January, so it's freezing. So I'm just going on a walk. That's already a big step for me to go on a 45-minute walk when it's really cold before work early in the morning. Like, that's great. That's really good for your body regardless of what's going on. There were definitely some days where I would do a little run, a little walk run, and a lot of days where we also took some like tiny hand weights and walked around, just mix it up like that. But you don't have to do anything super strenuous. You don't have to go to an expensive Pilates lesson every single day or do sprints back and forth. Like, it's okay. It depends on what this workout is for. If you really want to change your body, then sure, absolutely look into what are some high intensity things. But for me, high intensity workouts are more for a program where maybe you're doing it 4 times a week or 5 times a week. This is something that you're gonna do every single day for 75 days. So you don't wanna create too difficult of a pattern to get into. You wanna get something that's more like a pattern, that's easy to follow, that you're not gonna be so scared to do it every day. So the prepping part of that is just sitting and thinking about what you wanna do, researching some things. For me, it's really helpful if I have to work out the next day. Like, I've gotta know what I'm gonna do. I don't wanna just wake up and trudge all over here and then not even know what workout I'm doing. Like, that's not gonna get me out of bed. I have to know what my plan is, so figure that out. So it's like, actually, let me do it right now. I'm gonna go get a paper and pen. The English language is not dead. You can still write. Okay. It helps me just to write something on paper too, because I feel like it's out in the world. I said it. Maybe I'm actually gonna do it. So let me backtrack. I want to get to the office like 9 a.m. every day. I need to start getting ready at 8. So that means 2 45-minute workouts. I should wake up at 6:30 every day, which isn't too bad. 6:30. I'm gonna do this whole thing again. I'm gonna come out here, do my abs, my stretching, my light weights for 45 minutes. So 6:30 to 7:15, living room party. And then I'll go right into the next workout. So 7:15 to 8 is when I'm gonna go on a walk. I think while it's cold, I'm really just gonna start off with walks because it's just crazy out there. Maybe the second week I'll run on days I go to the office. I know it sounds a little backwards, but I feel like it'll help me like just get into the game fully. And like, I just love thinking of days that I'm not in the office as more of my lazy days, so I wanna keep walking for those. But days I'm in the office running, and one of my weekdays I'll run. So I will write that down so it's legit. All right, on to the diet. I think it's helpful to not make it too big of a deal. I mean, I know a lot of people have cut out dairy and gluten and things like that. For me personally, that is like life ruining. I can't do that. So, I got green juice. And to be honest, I know you're like, all you're doing is drinking a green juice every day and that's part of your diet. Yeah, that's a huge deal for me. I'm eating something green every day, yeah. I like frozen pizzas and mac and cheese and all that fun stuff. So this is a big deal. And I actually really loved it last year. I think, here, let's look at that. So really all it is just this green powder in a bowl that you put in a drink. I bet a lot of people watching already drink this, or it's not that abnormal. To me, big deal. I don't do this. And it just made me feel like, oh my God, look at it. Like, to me, it made me feel like I'm doing pre-workout or something. Like, it was like, look at me, a little athlete, like doing this. Actually, let's make a cup right now. Let me bring it into the kitchen. Welcome to my kitchen. I have to go down a little bit because I don't have a tripod to put on here. But here, I think I had to tell you, you would have known. All right, you get your powder, just get a little cup of water. And let's see if it has a scoop. I don't think it has a scoop. Oh shoot. Oh yeah, it's got one. Okay, most of these things, oh, this looks so green. I haven't had this in a while. They come with like this little scoop thing. Okay, and you just, you know what I realized last year? That for us normal people, like most of these boxes say do a whole scoop. That's disgusting. You gotta do a half. You're already doing a good thing. Now, this was my big 75 hard purchase I got last year. One of these little things. Oh, yeah. I know. You might already have it, but if not, make this part of your prep, go get one. Look how fun this is. Like, I'm like a little chef every morning, just making my breakfast. There it is. And then put some ice in for me. I need a little pep to make this taste better. The final step is just a little metal straw. This is like kind of nasty, so I can only drink it through the straw, or at least that's what I prefer. We're back, baby. Damn, I really have to drink this now, huh? Woo! But I kind of love this method because as soon as I'm done drinking this first thing in the morning, I'm done with the diet. I can drink anything else I want to. I can have pizza, I can have ice cream, all my normal stuff. I don't have to like, 75 hard doesn't have to be about my whole day. It's just one thing I have to do in the morning, so. Okay, maybe I may get another brand because it's nasty. Something that my fiance did last year was making his diet just eating a salad for lunch every day. So I thought that was pretty cool. I have a lot of weird things with work where I'm going out to eat a lot and I just don't like to limit myself. I want to have whatever I want for lunch. So this helps for that. But that's like another easy thing for him. Like, he doesn't have to think about what to do for dinner or breakfast. Like, he just has to commit to buying a salad for lunch every day. He can go and stock up at Walmart, get a bunch of little salads, and that's it. He's all taken care of. Now on to the water. Oh yeah, you're supposed to drink a gallon a day. Now for me, I've looked it up a bunch and it's actually really not healthy for me to drink a gallon of water a day. Like my weight to height difference says that a gallon could be too much water. Maybe I'm just trying to get out of something, but I really don't want to do that. Honestly, the water is the hardest part for me. It's like, it is the one thing that I do still have to do throughout the day to think about it, and it's just hard for me to like just sit and down the water. So I do 90 ounces a day. With the research that I did, I found that with my body weight, 90 ounces was perfect for me. So that's what I do. It's still a shit ton. But regardless of if you do a gallon or whatever is adjusted to your weight, it's definitely something to prepare for and think about beforehand of how you're gonna do this. For me, it's a little bit harder than just randomly having cups of water a day. I have to really plan it out. So what I do is I have this white Stanley, and that holds 30 ounces, so I'll make sure to have 3 Stanleys a day. So it's just something to think about beforehand. Maybe go out and get a water bottle. I mean, for me, I love using like a nice expensive water bottle because that's what's gonna make me drink the water more. It's, for whatever reason, it's easier for me to drink out of a really good straw, or just, I'm excited to bring a water bottle to work and have it on my desk. Any little thing like that that's gonna help you drink water more, just prepare. Just think about, how am I gonna do this? What am I gonna drink out of? When should I do it? I know a lot of friends that with their meal, they have to drink a few cups of water, or they have different cues like that. I've had so many nights with 75 Hard where I'm just sitting there at 10 p.m. and I still have to drink like 20 ounces, and it's like, damn, this sucks. It's the worst. Next part of your prep, you're gonna pick out a couple of books to start out with for your nonfiction book that you're gonna read every day. Last year I started off with the Mike the Situation autobiography. Oh, it's so good. Now, some people say the nonfiction book has to be a self-help book. I think that's too far. I think nonfiction is something big that a lot of us don't normally read, so if you can get that bullet point down, you're good. But also, a biography, for me, it was self-help. Like, it was so cool to read about Mike the Situation and read like how he overcame his drug problems, how he really wanted to be a reality star, and he did so much stuff to get there. Like, to me, this was a self-help book. It was like, it was so cool just to see someone like who grew up really wanting to be famous and that he made it happen. Like, it wasn't just a one easy thing to get on the show. Like, oh, you gotta read it. I also love that this was my first book because I was just so excited to read it. I love Jersey Shore, of course. And so it made me excited to start 75 Hard because it was like, okay, I finally get to read that autobiography that I wanted to read. So I do think autobiographies could be a really good way to start. There's so many good ones out there. As someone who likes to read fiction and Twilight and Hunger Games and stuff like that, like, I needed to start with a story of nonfiction. So a biography was a great place for me to start. And then I got a little bit more into it. This book called Start Here, I actually got it for my company when I started working there. I forget what this is about. Oh, I highlighted a lot of stuff. See, that was good. This actually was so good for 75 Hard because it talked a lot about how to structure your day, how to meditate in the morning, how to just feel better about yourself and about your day and your career, and I liked it a lot. It was definitely like less of a story and more something that I wanted to get out and highlight, but it was really good, and it felt, to me, it was so much easier to read this kind of book while I was doing 75 Hard because it was like, okay, I'm doing all this stuff to better myself, to better my body, my mental health. Like, I can do it here too. It made me like want to do it more. I think I filled this up with too much water. I forgot all my tricks. You know what's really good is if you add a Celsius packet to this. It makes it like so sweet and sugary. I don't think it's really good for you. So it's not part of my routine, but if you want to like kick it into action one night. Honestly, caffeine did help a little bit with the not drinking thing. Like, Joe and I would have Celsius before we went out to a party just to be like, woo, and like feel a little more jazzed up, but it's just caffeine. Which leads me into no alcohol. First things first, you couldn't really do any of this stuff with alcohol. I think that's what we really learned by doing 75 Hard the first time and what made us so thankful for it, because it was like, look how amazing this is. We're working out every day, we're getting up and we're moving our bodies for an hour and a half every day. We couldn't do that hungover. Like, absolutely. It can be a little sad to miss out emotionally on events when your friends are hammered and you're not, but it makes you feel so good about yourself. Like, next day, it's like, wow, I can still go out and work out. Maybe you're not staying at parties as late as you normally would. Now you can do all this stuff with your weekend. For me, it was also a really cool thing to share with other people. It comes up a lot. For me, in social settings, if I'm not drinking, it's normally like, oh, are you not drinking tonight? Like, why aren't you drinking? Like, there's gonna be a conversation. And so there's a billion times for you to say, oh, I'm doing this exercise challenge right now. Here's what it is, here are the steps. And honestly, I think 3 or 4 people either stopped drinking or started doing 75 Hard when I was on it because they were inspired by what I was doing. It was like, oh, that sounds really cool to like get yourself in the right headspace and make time for yourself and do all this stuff. Like, I'm gonna do that. So not drinking, though it can be sad, it's a really cool way to just inspire people around you. Almost done. Woo. There also can be some planning with the no alcohol thing because you want to like go out and count the days and see what you're falling into. For me, I thought I was going to start this challenge next week, and then I realized my best friend's wedding is on the day that I would still be not drinking. So I kicked it up earlier, and now I'm starting in 2 days because I need to drink at her wedding. As a maid of honor, it's only right. One last tip for prepping 75 Hard is just doing some hard things now to get them out of the way. So things around the house, like I still have my Christmas decorations all up and I need to take them down. I could wait until this weekend, but then I would be doing 75 Hard. It just makes things a little bit harder. It's nice to do those big challenges now before you start one big challenge, just to make it as easy as possible for yourself, to get those little chores out of the way. And by no means am I saying you have to do all the chores now. There's gonna be dishes to do every day, so you have to clean the kitchen. But the most you can prepare yourself and just get all of these tasks out of the way that maybe you've been thinking about for a while, or just something that you could get out of the way before you start, it's just gonna be that much more helpful to let you keep going. So let's start taking down my Christmas tree. This is my living room. It is late January, so I should have already done this. But I just love to sit here and watch TV with the tree. But it's time. Let's get the ornaments off at least. I still have to clean up the presents, but you get the point. Take down your Christmas trees, do your laundry, clean the sideboards, dust, do some deep cleaning in your house. Anything that you can get out of the way before you can put as much like brain and physical power in a 75 Hard will be good. Just do some stuff. And that is 75 Hard, so take a few days, get yourself ready, think about it, plan a little bit, and have fun. For me, 75 Hard is really fun, a really nice way to just get my year started, to focus on myself, and I love it. I'm excited to do it. So comment if you like it too, or if you have any other tips. I'd love to hear it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the activity.